Welcome to another episode of Shoutout to Shakespeare. Today, we're going to be taking a look at one of Shakespeare's most famous plays, Romeo and Juliet. Let's start by looking at a 3-panel comic. Now, of course, I want to highlight a few of the famous quotes that show up in Romeo and Juliet. Romeo is from the Montague family, and Juliet is from the Capulet family. The Montagues and Capulets have been feuding for years, and they certainly don't want their children to get married. One night, Romeo sees Juliet at a party and falls instantly in love. He goes over to her house and sees her come out on a balcony and says one of the most famous lines from the play. "But soft, what light through yonder window breaks? It is the east, and Juliet is the sun." The whole world revolves around Juliet in Romeo's mind. After Romeo and Juliet have talked for hours and hours, Juliet's befuddled by the fact that the Montagues and the Capulets can't get along. And she says, "What's in a name? That which we call a rose by any other name would smell as sweet." She's saying it doesn't matter what Romeo's last name is. He's still Romeo. He's still fabulous. He's still the boy she's fallen in love with. Finally, once they've made plans to meet and get married secretly, they have to part ways. And Juliet says, "Good night, good night. Parting is such sweet sorrow." Take a look at this short video by the British Council to get a really good idea of what happens in the play of Romeo and Juliet.
Many years ago, in Verona, Italy, there were two families.
We are the Capulets.
We are the Montagues. These families are always fighting. The Montagues have a son, Romeo. The Capulets have a daughter, Juliet. One night, the Capulets have a party, and Romeo goes. He meets Juliet, and they fall in love. Juliet's cousin Tybalt sees Romeo and is very angry.
He's a Montague. Get him!
Oh, Romeo, why are you a Montague? Romeo and Juliet talk and decide to get married. They know that their families will be very angry, so they go to Friar Lawrence and are married in secret. The next day, Tybalt sees Romeo. He is still angry with Romeo and wants to fight him. Romeo doesn't want to fight, but his best friend Mercutio does.
If you won't fight him, I will.
Mercutio fights Tybalt. Tybalt kills Mercutio. Romeo is so upset, he fights Tybalt and kills him too. Prince of Verona is very angry. and sends Romeo away. Juliet goes to Friar Lawrence for help.
Here is a special drink. You will sleep for 2 days. Your family will think you are dead, but you will wake up. Then you and Romeo can be free together.
Friar Lawrence sends Romeo a letter to tell him the plan. But Romeo doesn't get the message. He hears that Juliet is dead. Romeo is so upset, he buys some poison and goes to see Juliet.
Now I will stay with you forever.
Too late. Juliet wakes up. She sees what happened. Oh no, you didn't leave any poison for me. But here is your knife. Romeo and Juliet are both dead. Friar Lawrence tells the Capulets and Montagues what happened. They are so sad, they agree not to fight anymore.
If you've been paying any attention, you know that I love when some of these famous quotes show up in comic strips or in cartoons or in movies. So watch now to see a few examples that I've collected. This has been another episode of Shout Out to Shakespeare. See you next week.